All right, guys. Welcome to week 2 of the Next Level podcast, brought to you by Mike Schramer and my co-host, Jonathan White.
What's going on, guys?
Hope you guys watched that exciting Monday Night Football game between the San Francisco 49ers and the Los Angeles Rams, where the San Francisco 49ers pulled out a win with 31
They
to
dominated.
10. Yeah.
That was I would like to say I saw that coming, but I did not. I thought the Rams were going to take care of business there. It wasn't even close.
No,
I mean, it was 4 quarters of pure domination.
It was a killer defense by the 49ers.
Yeah.
Jimmy Ward had 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and they could have had more too. How about that? Now that I'm thinking about it, that interception that ended up being a defensive passing, I think it's defensive holding, where he caught it on his butt.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
People were joking around
Yeah.
saying with the memes with that, like, oh,
I thought
that's
that was
how
going to
the
happen. But, I
49ers
mean,
players catch the ball.
to me, that was an incredible athletic play. It's too bad it didn't stand. But, man, Stafford only had 2 interceptions, but he could have easily had 6.
Yeah.
Easily had 6.
I mean, yeah, he threw so many
Yeah.
ducks. I've never seen so many passes.
Well-
Like he saw ghosts.
Well, I mean, that, and 2, they were running. It reminded me of how Aaron Rodgers looked against the Saints, where they're just running that too high safety look and just confusing the crap out of them. And they're getting tons of pressures with only 4 guys. And think about that, too. If you can get pressure with just 4 guys, you put 8 guys in coverage,
Yep.
you can literally cover every single little button hook, every little slant, all that stuff. And you could tell Stafford was just flustered. And we haven't seen that all year. I mean, Stafford's been on fire.
Yeah.
People were calling for Stafford to be MVP. I
Well,
think
and
that
then
talk has kind of died down.
Now the Lions fans are saying, "See what we were stuck with all our." All
but
our
I
lives."
mean, okay, if you want to get into that, I mean, Stafford. I'm not going to give a guy.
Stafford's a good quarterback.
Yeah, that's one bad game, and I don't even want to say bad game. I mean, schematically, San Francisco is ready to go. I think they just had him flustered. I mean, Stafford he has played really well this year, so give the guy his due.
I mean, the Rams period have, but they got to figure out what they're going to do here.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the thing too. When week 1, when the Packers went against that too high kind of safety look, and Rodgers, I mean,
Yep.
he looked just as bad as Stafford did. Then they started opening up the run game, started doing a lot of screen passes that kind of come underneath that.
Yep.
And I don't know, it just looked like the
I mean,
Rams couldn't adapt. And too,
any
let's not
given
forget.
Sunday, man.
Well, let's not forget the Rams got drummed last week too against the Titans. That's
Yep.
2 weekends in a row.
I mean, it's
Not looking good for
the
them.
Titans are a good team.
That's true.
Titans are a
But,
really good team.
I mean, for the Rams to be a Super Bowl contender to get drummed 2 weeks in a row like that, that's not good.
Are they a Super Bowl contender? I think
They
so.
were.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they still
Yeah.
are.
Well-
They'll bounce back. A lot of good teams go through
I
that.
think. Yeah, I mean, okay, they added Von Miller. Okay, they added
Yep.
OBJ, which I know people are a little frustrated he wasn't on the field more, but
Did you see Kittle laid Von Miller out?
No, I didn't.
That was
Dude,
hilarious.
I do like Kittle. He's
Yeah,
really good.
Kittle. I mean, Iowa boy, man.
Is he an Iowa boy?
Yeah.
Okay,
him,
now I
him
don't
and
like him.
Hawkinson. Yeah.
Are they both Iowa guys?
Yep.
Okay, Iowa's always put out
Noah
some good
Fant.
tight. Iowa's always put out good tight ends.
Yep. Exactly.
But-
So now what we'll do is we'll cover our Vegas lines, I think,
All right.
and we'll do our top 5 games
Okay.
that we think. The first one is going to be a good one. So you've got Green Bay versus your Packers versus my Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
Obviously, I'm going with my Vikings, but let's hear what Vegas has to say about this game.
So Vegas says Packers are favored by 1.5. The money line for the Vikings is plus 100. For the Packers, it's minus 120. So yeah, I mean, I think it'd be a good game. I mean, it seems like Rodgers always tends to get a little hurt in these games up in Minneapolis. Those little, I don't want to call them late hits, but I'll call them late hits. That's what you guys do up there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't do that. We don't play dirty at all.
What?
But
Come on, there's been a couple of those.
the
What?
Vikings have, man. Look at like when we were in the NFC North Championship game, and they had the money on Favre, to hurt him. Like
Oh,
the
it's,
Saints.
now
like,
you're pulling the victim
like,
card now.
It's
You're
always
pulling the
been-
victim card.
Yeah,
No,
Minnesota.
Okay. Say whatever
Minnesota
you
gets
want.
screwed. So
No.
like here's some
Here we
good
go.
stats about this. So Green Bay points per game on offense is 21.6. They rank 19th.
Okay.
Their defense is 18 points per game, and they rank 3rd, right?
Yep.
Minnesota's offense is 24.6 points per game, ranking 14th, and their defense is 23.4 points per game. So I'd say both teams, the defenses are blah, and our offenses both are pretty decent offenses.
I don't think. See,
So-
okay. Actually, I think, and maybe.
I was looking up the stats, so both of us pass really well and rush really well, so it's hard to tell. Like,
But the Packers defense, though, the Packers shut out the Seahawks last week. They only gave up 13 points to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs.
What was up with Russell Wilson?
Well, I mean, he's coming off injury. And, see, that's what I mean. The Packers' defense looked really solid. I mean, if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm scared, right?
And you got Jerry Alexander back there picking up the reins.
He's hurt right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Was he not playing last week?
No, he's been on IR for most of the year. But we got what's his name, Sewell. He had the game-winning interception against the Kyler Murray. Remember the one where AJ Green just stopped running? He got that.
Yep.
Rasul Douglas, who's I don't want to say
he's
a beast.
Packers
but
always do pretty well though with some like defensive backs. They seem to draft pretty well.
Yeah. Well, Adrian Amos, we got back there, former Bear.
Yeah.
I know it stings a lot of you guys out there.
So,
Sorry.
So
and
something
then
that I
Darnell
saw
Savage.
is it looks like Bakhtiari's still out this week.
Is he still out this week? I thought because I thought he was questionable.
Didn't participate in practice.
Okay, he's
so
got to come back at some point. I mean, he's been off IR. Come on.
So Minnesota
put a brace on him, man. Come on.
Is one of the top teams in sacks this year. So I think like having Bakhtiari is gonna make or break.
I don't know, but Elton Jenkins.
I mean, you can't count Rodgers out ever.
Elton Jenkins has been playing pretty well. Well, we know we got to watch out for after he gets the ball off. That's what we got to watch out for.
Yep.
You
yeah.
know,
well,
those late hits. That's what I'm talking about.
You get Adams back. Minnesota gets Patrick Peterson back. And Harrison Smith.
But Patrick Peterson's well past his prime. He's gotten burned many times.
It's not guaranteed Harrison Smith's back yet, but he's probable right now.
Well,
but Patrick Peterson's a stud.
Either way, though, it's a divisional game. It's going to be a tough game. I mean, if you look at the Vikings, they beat, which I think we predicted this correctly, both of us.
All of our games have been within 3 points pretty much.
Yeah, they beat the Chargers, who are a solid team.
Yep.
They're in a position now where every game counts and they got to win. So that's a hungry Minnesota team.
I'm taking the points on Minnesota. For the win.
Yeah, like I said, I'm a homer, so I'm taking the Packers.
It's only
of course,
1 point. That's
one and a half. 1.5.
You have to. It's whichever team you think is going to win, and you got to take the points.
Yep. Well, I mean, that's the nice thing with the Vikings. Like it's plus 100. It's not huge, but that's a nice little advantage you have to take the bet. Yeah, I'd do that before taking the points.
Jefferson looked sick last week.
I do like him. Packers could have drafted him.
I'm not a fan of Adam Thielen, but we'll get to that later.
Really? Interesting. I'm looking forward to what you have to say about him.
Yeah.
All right, what's the next game we got?
All right, our next game we've got Baltimore versus Chicago.
Ooh. Give me your thoughts.
For this game, I'm going Ravens.
I'm going Bears.
I'm Ravens.
You want to know why I'm going the Bears?
Let's hear it.
So, I thought the Ravens would just destroy the Dolphins, right?
Uh-huh.
And Lamar Jackson looked pedestrian. You know why he looked pedestrian? Because that field was terrible. You know who's got a terrible field?
The
Bears, right? I think someone told me the Bears on average have the tallest grass, which is with a really random statistic, but it's true.
And that makes a difference.
It's going to be cold. The wind's going to be swirling, and I think the Bears with Justin Fields are a hungry team.
So let's look at some of the stats that I've pulled. Right. So the Chicago Bears points per game on offense is 16.7.
Before I forget, Bears 5-point underdogs. So Ravens are favored by 5 points. Money line minus 220 on the Ravens, plus 180 on the Bears. That basically means you put $20 on the Bears, you can almost double your money. You can almost get,
and the Ravens,
I want to say $60 back.
You're probably getting like $40. Yeah.
Yeah. So Ravens, you're getting, if you put 20 in, you'll get $10 in proceeds.
Okay.
Right. So I mean, from your perspective, you think they're going to win for sure. It's a safe bet, but I mean, I'm telling you, it's going to be in Soldier Field. It's going to be cold. It's going to be miserable. Ravens have shown they don't play well on bad fields. They just released Le'Veon Bell. Granted, he didn't do anything.
The thing is, both teams actually have pretty bad defenses this year for being teams that are not.
Really?
So
you always think the Bears, they seem to always have a good defense.
So that's the thing though. Bears defensive points per game is 24.9. They're ranked 23rd. The Ravens are 24.1, ranked 22nd.
Ravens are that high. See, I thought both these teams would have had top 5 defenses.
Yeah, I thought so too. And so the Ravens defense has just been kind of blah this year. So here's where I think the game is going to make a big difference. So this is where I think the game is going to be won by Baltimore. Baltimore's rushing yards per game is 154.1. They're ranked number 1. Their rushing defense is 88.2, and they're ranked number 4. The Bears' best part of their offense is their rushing, and they have 136.5 yards with the number 5 rushing offense, but their rushing defense is 23rd with 122. So I think that's where the Ravens take it, is running the ball.
Those are valid stats. I just think this is one of those games you got to kind of throw the statistics out.
I mean, anything could happen any week, but yeah, I feel like they're going to do
Bears.
it. So this is also why I think Justin Fields is going to have a big big game this game though. If
There
he's
you go.
gonna do
So
it anytime.
So you're gonna pick the Ravens, but you think Justin Fields gonna have a big game?
I think passing, and here's why.
Okay.
The Ravens are a 32 ranked pass defense.
Okay.
With 283 yards.
And
So if any game
yeah.
that Justin Fields is going to come out, it's going to be this game
Okay.
for passing.
Yeah.
We know you run. We've seen the plays.
Right.
So yeah, I'm going with Baltimore.
Okay.
But,
All right. What's our next one, Mike?
I'm taking Baltimore with the points too.
Okay.
We are going to go with Miami versus New York Jets.
Okay, this is closer than I thought it'd be. Dolphins are only 3-point favorites.
So, yeah, I mean, this one I'm taking Dolphins like money line.
Okay. So it'd be minus 165. So you'd get. I'm trying to think.
Did I pick the favorites in almost every one so far? No, the Vikings aren't, right? Against
The Vikings
Packers.
aren't. Yeah, but the other two are. It's all right. It's
Yeah.
close. So minus 65. So
This
if you
is a divisional game.
you put $20 in, you get about $15 back. Let's say. Why do you like the Dolphins?
I love Tua. I'm a Tua believer, man, and he's back. So let's let him play ball.
So is his little finger okay?
New York Jets.
Has he got some ice on his little?
You know
his
who the
pinky?
Jets are starting at quarterback this weekend?
I don't care. Flacco probably, right?
Yeah, it is.
Joe Flacco.
Flacco, because they're saying Wilson
Flacco's
is
back
not yet.
there.
And
Yeah.
and
Mike White
he-
didn't look good, did he?
Flacco didn't look. No, I was never a fan of.
Well,
Mike White.
you know what Mike White said? He said,
I should be a number 1 draft pick.
yeah, but during the week he's like, maybe I
And
should
then
have
4
been over. Yeah,
interceptions
yeah,
last
boy.
week.
You shouldn't. That's one thing for young quarterbacks. Don't give the other team bulletin board material.
It's
They'll
like
they'll
his
light you up.
3rd or 4th year playing in the league, but
Is
he's
it
always
really?
been a backup.
He had that-
2018 he was drafted, I believe.
He
by
had
the
that one good game
Cowboys.
this year. Come on, I mean that. I don't want to say it's pure luck, but that was pure luck. There was a couple phenomenal catches by the Jets receivers there. So
Dude, the Jets, I think they're gonna be good in the next year or two. Like with Zach Wilson, I think is a good
I don't know.
blocks or good, not good block, but like a good piece for them. So we'll see.
Good building block.
And then I mean, then they got Michael Carter at running back. People sleep on him.
Who's that? I never heard of
Is
him.
it- I believe he played for North Carolina. I could be wrong.
Did he? Oh, I know who you're talking
Running
about. Yeah,
back,
North
yeah.
Carolina.
It
You're
was
right.
North
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah. I don't know.
Um,
I think the Jets stink, and they always will. That
So-
said, though, I think the Jets are going to win this game.
Well, I'm looking at it. It's like when you look at points per game on offense and defense for both sides of the ball, the lowest rank that they have is 24th, and that's Miami's defense. And it's like that's why Miami will probably pull it out, is their defense is there. And then
What's Jets?
New York's are 32nd,
Okay.
32.9.
Yeah, but the Jets. Let's see.
it
They've
depends
had.
on how the quarterback plays.
I feel like they've had a couple games where they just show up and play well.
Yep.
So, and I think
Josh Johnson, I mean, came in after,
Yeah, that's right,
after
yeah.
Mike White got hurt and did good. Like,
I just think. Look, both teams are terrible. Let's be honest.
yep.
I know you like Tua for whatever reason, but yeah, I think it's at New York. I just like this game for New York. I'm sure the weather's gonna stink. We're in November, New York. Yeah, give me the Jets. Give me that money line. So that's plus 145. Someone put $20 in, and we'll get about 45 back.
Yeah.
So $25 proceed. I like
I'm
it.
going Miami money line.
All right, we'll see what happens on that. What's the next one?
We got Dallas versus Kansas City. Yep.
This is a throwback, I think, I want to say, former AFL championship game before the merger, before the Super Bowl. These two teams used to match up quite a bit.
What's Vegas looking like on them?
So Cowboys are 2.5-point underdogs. Money line, they're plus 120. Kansas City is at minus 140 money line. It's at Kansas City.
I'm
What do you like?
taking Dallas.
Dallas?
On the points.
Really? All right.
So
It's in Kansas City, though.
I'm still taking.
gonna be
it's
cold.
One of the loudest stadiums too. I'm still
That's what
taking
I'm saying.
Dallas.
Do you think? Let me ask you. Do you think Dallas is good?
I love Dallas. I think
What?
they're.
No, come on.
I think they're really
Dallas, you know what Dallas is? They're the Notre Dame of the NFL. Anytime they're kind of good, they always get hyped up.
Good. So I think Dallas takes it based off their run game. So it's you got.
Although I will
Dallas's-
say Kansas City stinks this year. Let's be honest. I understand they had a bounce back game against the Raiders. They're not a good team. They're not a good team.
I think they're great. You know who
Kansas City, you think Kansas City's a great
no,
team?
Kansas. I thought you meant Dallas. Sorry,
Oh, Dallas.
yeah.
No, I'm talking Kansas City.
Yeah, Dallas.
So that's-
Kansas
you're
City.
think- you
No,
th- you
Kansas
think Dallas-
City has been exposed. This
See, I
year.
think both these teams are they're just okay. That's my.
I'm going with Dallas. They're
Okay.
they're the number 1 ranked offense. Points
Are
per
they
game.
really?
Points per game, 31.6. Their defense is number 10, 21.7 points per game. Then you've got KC.
Those statistics lie.
KC's offense, though, is number 10 with 262.
Okay.
Sorry, 26.
Their defense has to be
26
way
points.
down there. There's no way it's
Their
good.
defense is 20th, and that's
Yeah.
what's killing KC right now. Their defense just is not holding anyone. Tyreek Hill looked awesome last week.
Tyreek Hill always looks awesome. That
Yep.
guy's a freak.
I think Dallas wins it with the running game, and
Okay.
reason being is like both pass defenses are ranked 21 and 23, with KC being 23, Dallas 21. Then you've got the rushing yards per game. Dallas is number 4 with 139, and KC's defense is number 18 with 114. So
Okay.
I think Dallas takes control of Zeke, ground and pound. And
Yeah,
then-
but we got Mike McCarthy back there, and he makes the worst decisions ever. I know
Yeah.
that from experience.
I love Zeke though.
He's
Packer
he's
fan.
good. I mean, here's where I'm at with it though. It's in Kansas City. Kansas City's at a place where they had a big game against Las Vegas. And granted, like I said, I don't think Kansas City's a great team, but I think this is a great opportunity for them to have a nice statement win. Kind of say that they're a contender and they're back. I'd say
if
they
you-
win by 2.5 easily. I think this is going to win by 10.
If they win, it proves that they are a contender.
Yeah, I mean they are a contender, right?
I think Dallas is finally looking really good. I don't think that they're going to the Super Bowl by all means.
But they looked really bad a couple weeks ago.
Yep. I don't think they're going to the Super Bowl.
You said they're a really great team, though.
I think-
So what are they? Are they just kind of a get into the playoffs and get bounced type of team?
I feel like that's Dallas's MO.
That's my point.
That's
They're the Notre Dame of the NFL, man. Come on.
That's
You
what
can't trust
that's
them.
what I'm expecting is Dallas to kind of.
Who did they get drummed by 2 weeks ago? Who was that? I'm trying to think. And they got beat
I'm
badly.
gonna
right?
have to look it up. Yeah, let me Google.
Trying to think. Well, I'll think of it. It wasn't the Bengals, right? It was a worse team than that. It was a team that's not good.
Yep. So let's go ahead and see. They lost to the Broncos 30-16.
Yeah, that's right. The Broncos. That's right.
Yep, and they barely won against my Vikings the previous
Yeah.
week.
Now
so,
here's the thing. They blew out the Falcons,
Yep.
who have
They've been bad.
yeah, who has nobody on their team. I mean, to me, look, Dak Prescott is a great quarterback. Zeke's a great running back. But to me, it's the Cowboys are the Cowboys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They always kind of, I don't know. I know that's going to be a little controversial because I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are Cowboys fans, but
I'm taking Dallas.
I'm
man.
not sorry.
So and I
Give me
also,
Kansas
though,
City by a lot.
I have.
Kansas City by 10.
What was the point line?
2.5.
I'm taking Dallas with the points
All right.
because I have to.
You think they're going to win?
Yeah, I have
Then
Dak.
go the money
I
line.
have Dak
You
in
got-
almost
you got
all
plus
of my
20.
fantasy leagues right now.
See, so
I have-
here's my thing. When you have when it's less than 3 points and it's a team you think's going to win, take the money line.
Yeah, that's
Right?
exactly why I'm
So you
taking.
take the well,
not
I'm
the
sorry.
money line.
Take
I'm
the
taking
money.
points.
No,
on
well,
Dallas.
if you take the money line, it's
But
a little bit better
it's
bet.
by a field goal, right?
Yeah, but
Pretty much.
but what you're basically saying is okay, what do you think the Cowboys would win by?
At least 3.
Okay, so at least 3, then you take the money line because you think they're going to win by more than 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But-
if you take the points, you're basically saying that you're covered even if they lose by 2 points,
Oh,
right? 2.5. That's how that works. So take the money. The money line's what you want.
then I'm going money line.
All right.
All right, so on to our next game. We've got the Sunday night matchup: Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Is this in Los Angeles?
Yeah,
Man, this is a tough one. For our pool, I was struggling with this one. I'm still
I
unsure.
took Chargers.
You took Chargers? Tell me why. I'm torn, man. I can't make up my mind.
It's
Is Big Ben back from the COVIDs?
Big Ben.
Should be, right?
Yeah, he should be playing. Yeah, I took Chargers. I think just because the passing offense is gonna have to carry them. Pittsburgh has the number 8 ranked defense for points per game, but I think Herbert pulls it off because
I do like Herbert.
I think he bounces back and has a great game.
Well, it's just my only thing with
This is kind of just like gut feeling type thing.
Yeah,
not
I got
necessarily
you.
'cause
That's what I
it's-
mean. I could go either way. Like I
It's a
feel like
toss-up.
LA's a better team, but well, here's my thing. Here was the same thing with the Vikings. Like they obviously didn't really pan to the stands, but I guarantee you, there was a significant amount of Vikings fans there. I feel like games in LA a lot of times are home games for
Yep.
that other team.
especially because San Diego
Yeah.
is where they used to be,
Right.
and now they're in Los Angeles.
Heck, even in San Diego.
Yep.
I talked about this last week. If you're living in Southern California, you're not going to a football game on Sunday.
Yeah.
You go to the beach, right? Like, and two people in California, do they even know what football is? Is that offensive? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I mean, yeah. California, Florida, and Texas probably create the most pro athletes, I'd say, right? Like,
I
for
suppose.
football?
Yeah, I mean
it's warm
from
weather year round.
athletes, but
That's-
I mean I just feel like the adult population in terms of fans. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of Steelers fans there. But you never know what you're gonna get with Big Ben. But Najee Harris,
Yep.
you talk about him
Harris
a
is
little
a
bit.
workhorse.
Yeah.
He's got like a really good head on his shoulders. They have to kick him out of the facility at night because he's the
Really?
last one there.
You wouldn't have that problem with me.
Yeah. Well, and then so he said
I'll go home at 3.
after this last week, the coach told him like, we're not kicking you out anymore if you want to.
Really?
Stay, feel
That's a
free,
little
yeah.
weird. So they kicked him out and then
They were, yeah. Because he was the last.
What
one
was he
there.
doing? Oh, was he just working out, studying?
Working out, studying. He says he has nothing else to do with his free time.
What's Big Ben doing? Because he has stunk this year. He should be in the study room, man. He looks terrible.
Let's be honest. I think Antonio Brown knew what he was doing when he asked to leave the Steelers.
Yeah.
man.
Well, I mean, I think if you're somebody like that, you can go play with. Look, you're playing with Tom Brady now versus Big Ben.
we're always picking on Big Ben, but I think we gotta pull up some stats of him next week.
All right, we
and
can.
review,
Well,
review
okay.
why he's
give
not
me,
doing
give
so
me,
well.
Okay, I'll take Big Ben a couple years ago. Big Ben now though, like
You could tell he's lost the sauce.
he's ready to
Like,
go. Yeah, totally.
He doesn't even want to be there. There's
No.
2-3 years ago he was already saying he
Right,
wanted to
right.
retire. They
Well,
talked him back in.
Yeah, and you remember Big Ben, like those plays, like why he was so good was he could kind of get out of some trouble, but now
He
he's so
broke out of tackles like
he's
crazy.
so old and slow, man. Like he's not doing that anymore. And he doesn't have a good arm.
You know who he reminds me of is Brett Favre when Minnesota took him back at the end. Like we talked him back in
Yeah,
the plan after
okay.
he had that really good year.
Right,
to
right.
the NFC North.
But
Champion.
yeah, but Favre could always sling it though.
Championship.
He could even that year he could always sling
Yeah.
it. He was slinging it to the other team a lot
Dude,
though
now
last
he
year.
looks like he could come out and play
He probably could.
after he took some years off.
He could.
But
Don't
yeah,
underestimate that man.
I love Favre.
Yeah, you got him for a little bit.
Yep, I'll
It's
take
a cute little thing we did for you guys. You're welcome.
him. No,
He's
Rodgers,
ours now.
Rodgers is coming to Minnesota next.
Stop it.
Stay tuned.
All right, next topic.
All right, so this one we've got the next level player of the week, guys. So we're going to be doing this weekly now, where we choose who we think is going to be the next level player of the week. So that's going to be John will have a player, and I'll have a player that we're going to pick and decide who we think.
Basically, just who's gonna have a breakout performance,
yeah,
right?
have a good week that week.
Yeah, lead his team to victory. Have some big stats.
They were going to try to keep it to rookies, but possibly not. I don't
yeah,
know.
let's
It just
well,
depends
I
on the
think
week.
it's hard to just keep it to rookies, but maybe guys in their first, second, third year. Basically, we're thinking guys who aren't bona fide superstars. Like, if you're
Like
you know
younger guys that are good to invest
yeah,
in.
yeah, yeah.
If you're a card
if
collector-
you're Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes, and you have a great game, you should have a great game.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try to focus on guys who, you know, maybe in the next couple years they're elite players. Right now they're maybe not there, but you know who we
Yep.
think's really on the up and up, and who's
Yep.
gonna have a big week this week. So let's see. I'll start off with my pick. My pick's gonna be Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So, and I feel like Jalen, even how he got the starting job, I feel like he didn't get a lot of love because, you know, they traded Wentz. But man, I mean,
I love Jalen Hurts. He's resilient.
well, and Philadelphia's 4-6. They have a pretty solid defense, and
The dude got benched in a bowl game.
yeah, but
No, not that. I'm not saying that means he's bad. I'm just saying he got benched in a bowl game, took it to the chin, was his backup the following year,
I know.
then transferred
Well,
to
look-
Oklahoma.
Well, and that's the thing too. If you look at how Jalen Hurts is leading the Eagles versus how Tua is leading the Dolphins, and Tua's the guy that they took over him, right?
Tua's a leader, man. Tua,
He's not leading his team to victories there, Mike.
he carries them
Come
on
on.
his back, man.
So, okay, let me guess, that's your breakout player for this week?
Nope,
Oh, it's not?
that's not.
All right. Well,
But I like
That didn't
Hurts.
work
I
out
like
how I
Hurts,
hoped.
and I think Devonta
Yeah.
Smith is a
Dude.
good
Oh, yeah.
weapon to have.
well, he's got a couple other guys too that are good too. And he had one, I can't remember who the guy was, but he dropped it in the end zone and it was just a perfect dime.
Smith had 2 touchdowns, I think, last week.
Did he? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there was another one where Hurts would
Was it Aguilar? Is
No,
he still with
no,
them or
yeah,
no?
Aguilar is, but it was a different one. I'm trying to think of what.
Rieger?
Nope.
Is he out?
No, it was a different guy. I can't remember his name. He's a young guy, but he's a high draft pick, like late round. But he just missed it. But man, it was just one of those throws.
Do they have Alshon Jeffrey anymore?
No, he's retired. But
are you sure he's retired?
Yeah, Google it. Yeah, no, I think Jalen Hurts is, and he's got that grit. You know what I mean? Like he's got that
He's a football player, man.
Yeah. Speaking of, we'll talk. I don't want to fixate too much on last week's games, but the Eagles' opponent last week, the Broncos. How about that Teddy Bridgewater? What's your take on that? I want to talk about that. How he just laid off on that tackle on the interception.
All right. Teddy,
Come on, man.
Teddy Two Gloves.
Because you like Teddy.
That's my boy. We drafted him in Minnesota.
Right.
I wanted to keep him.
Yep.
I was really angry that we got rid of him because the dude blew out his entire knee, was showing improvement. He was only 24 years old.
He was
after
solid.
He healed, and we got rid of him. I felt like Minnesota turned their back on the kid, and he did a lot of good things for us.
He turned his back on that defender last week.
All right, so last week
that was bad,
he
dude.
pulled up on the tackle. He could have saved it
easily, and it was. It's not even. I mean, it'd be different if it was just a fumble, but
I
like,
don't
you threw
understand
a pick.
what was going on in his head when that
Business
happened.
decision.
That's what someone commented.
Someone
like,
commented
I saw
that.
Yeah.
Which that's my thing too. Like, okay,
So
first
he
of
doesn't
all,
get hurt, right? Is that
here? Could you? Well, let me ask you this. So, business decision. That's kind of his thing. But that implies that you're a top money quarterback, and you're
did
sort
Teddy actually say that, or someone just commented that? Right.
well.
It's what it
No,
looked like,
you know what?
though.
I think I will say Teddy did say like that he
had
was
no
embarrassed
effort
by
on
it.
it.
He
Yeah.
was that if he could take it back, he'd do it differently. But
Of course, now that he's in the limelight.
yeah. But I mean, my thing is, could you really like, and this has nothing to do with money. This has nothing to do with status. But like, could you see Tom Brady? Could you see Lamar Jackson? Could you see Patrick Mahomes not putting their body on the line?
No, they're gonna go make that tackle. Yeah,
exactly. I feel like I don't know. It was puzzling to me because I feel like, football is such an emotional game. How do you hold yourself back? You could even argue that maybe it's a smart thing not to. I mean, we've seen sometimes when they do a little like reverse, wide receiver reverse where the quarterback can block, but he doesn't need to, and he kind of does. But you see, even then, like it's such an emotional, passionate game. Usually, guys put their body on the lines, and here,
But I wonder if
man,
part of his thing was, hey, I hurt my leg big time, and like his knee. And
yeah,
it
but
might
even
be,
that,
like, emotionally in the back of his head.
But you're playing a full contact game. I mean, in my opinion, and how I always taught is like injuries a lot of times happen when you're sort of pulling off, right?
Yep.
When you're not expecting it.
When you're not going full force.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think Saquon Barkley, his injury, I think came when he was kind of letting off a little
coming
bit.
back this week.
I heard about that.
That could be good.
Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, I mean, that was bogus play.
But he owned it. He admitted it. I just feel like I was shocked. I mean, I just feel like, the natural reaction is just to put your body on the line no matter what the situation.
Go hit that dude.
Yeah, I mean, plus was it a fumble? I suppose it was a fumble.
Was it a fumble or was it an interception?
Nah, it was a fumble.
It was a fumble?
Yeah, because Melvin Gordon fumbled it, and then
Teddy was there.
Darius
He could have
Slade.
made the tackle. I know that.
I mean, it was right. It was really weird, man. Like he just stopped.
Yeah, I
don't
saw
know.
the video.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, I guess we're just sitting here behind some microphones here on some desks, but
We're not out there playing.
yeah. But if I was,
We play on
back
Sunday,
in my day,
but we
yeah,
play flag.
Let's not talk
That's
about
it.
that. We'll talk about something else.
All right, so my next level player of the week this week is the man from the Ohio State, Mr. Justin Fields.
Okay, I like that.
And I mentioned it
That
earlier.
backs my bet up earlier too.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier in the game, saying I think he's gonna have a day passing, because the Ravens are ranked number 32 in passing, and I think Fields is gonna finally. If the Bears are gonna allow the kid to release his arm, now's the time.
Right.
We know he can make those throws. We've seen it in camp. We've seen it in like.
But here's the thing with
his
Nagy.
college days.
I could see Nagy literally just punting it every play.
So I feel like Nagy is trying to ruin Fields. Almost.
No, you know what? I think
he ruined Trubisky.
No.
Now he's onto my man Fields.
Hold on.
He's onto my man Fields.
Hold on. Calm down. I don't think he's trying to ruin him. I think he's naturally ruining him. I think Nagy's a bad coach.
Yep.
I feel like
wasn't he in Kansas City?
He was in Kansas City.
Right?
Yep. So and
Andy
Mahomes,
Reid probably read it.
Yep. Mahomes' biggest breakout year. He was the offense coordinator. Here's the thing, though. Andy Reid's the play caller.
Yep.
So Nagy had never been a play caller up until that point, maybe before Kansas City, but certainly Kansas City was Andy Reid, right?
Yep.
And I think there's always, and we've seen in the league, right? Like, oh, this offense is great. Let's pick the coordinator, and then he'll be the guru, right? But for this particular case, it's not working, man. He's not a good coach. And he took over a great roster too.
I didn't think that Nagy was going to be a good coach. I felt the same way when the Packers got their head coach.
LaFleur?
He came from the Titans, right?
Yeah.
That was He's
got dude.
Is
got
it
the
Aaron
best.
Rodgers? Is it Aaron Rodgers running that offense though?
No,
or is it LaFleur?
no.
That's what I'm wondering.
No, Matt,
I mean, they pulled off the win without Rodgers. They pulled it off.
They lost against the Chiefs.
When Love was playing?
Yeah, they lost.
Did they lose that?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's Rodgers. It's Rodgers.
No,
Yep.
I mean, here I'll say, okay, the Packers without Aaron Rodgers are not a playoff team. That said, though, you can look at Rodgers' production with Matt LaFleur versus with Mike McCarthy.
Well, LaFleur's probably letting him do what he wants.
No,
McCarthy
no. To me, it's
Didn't
all.
they butt heads, him and McCarthy? I
Yeah,
thought they
because
did.
McCarthy stinks, and now he's stinking up Dallas. He's got a good record, which won't last.
You can't say that.
No,
Yeah.
LaFleur's got a great scheme. They use a lot of motion, and he's very adaptive too. I mean, you saw in that first game, like I mentioned, how they got shut down by the Saints.
Is he the youngest head coach right now?
He might be. There's a couple young guys, but he's up there, or down there, I should say. But he adjusts very well. They start going to screens. He trusts the run game. He's kind of got an old school style of football when he needs it. He's also got some flashy stuff, but no, I think LaFleur is a great coach, and I love that you as a Vikings fan thought he was going to stink, especially since your head coach over there stinks.
Don't hate.
He's not good.
I don't like Mike Zimmer.
He's not good. I mean, he was a great. Well, he was in Cincinnati before when they had their kind of few-year run with Carson Palmer, where they're perennial. Heck, with Dalton, they were a playoff team. With Red Rocket,
they were,
and he's not any good.
I don't.
Yeah.
Hey. Dak is good though.
Yeah.
Dak is good. Like, so Romo was good, right? But like, I feel like Dak.
Yeah.
Dak actually.
No, Dak's good. I mean, look at last year. That team couldn't play anybody without.
But my
him.
thing is, like, quarterbacks. I know firsthand, being a Minnesota Vikings fan, that quarterbacks can put up nasty stats, have all these games that they're winning, but some of them just don't have it for the primetime games.
Are you talking about Cousins
playoffs? Now? Yeah. How'd you know? How'd
Bro,
you know?
See, to me, Cousins comes through in the clutch. I don't know why you hate on the guy so much.
Ah, man.
To me,
he can't win a primetime game.
Yeah, but I feel like
or playoffs.
That's more of a Vikings thing. I mean,
all right, Diggs won us that playoff game with the Minneapolis
he was wide
Miracle.
open. He was wide open.
No, he made that defender miss.
Well,
and the Saints.
I feel like the defender somehow missed the ball.
Williams.
Whatever.
Him out.
I mean, to me, I don't think Cousins is a problem. I mean, when Cousins was in Washington, they were a playoff team.
No,
right?
No, I will say, right now, Cousins is not our problem. It's our defense. But in years past, I think it was Cousins was the problem, getting paid too much money for what he was producing.
Yeah, but you can't say that though, because it's starting quarterback money, right? Like, look at what's Dalton making. I'm sure
he's a statue, man.
He's not athletic.
Yeah,
I mean, what? That's not his fault. He's not athletic.
Dude, Tom Brady might have more rushing yards than Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, but you can't hate on a guy because he's not very athletic. I mean, but look at last week, right? They took care of business when they needed to, and that was all on Kirk Cousins.
I mean, then again, I'm the one behind a mic. All right, I can never play quarterback, so let me be honest.
That's true.
It's a tough.
I've seen you throw a ball. That's definitely an ugly sight.
I throw really well, but it's one of the toughest positions you could play.
Yeah.
But
that's what I mean, though. I mean, it's a tough position. You got a guy with Kirk Cousins who can win games. I feel like put Kirk Cousins in a really with a really dominant defense. You got a Super Bowl contender.
Though. We had that with him. He just hasn't showed up.
Well, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Dude, so
I'm a Packers fan, so I'm just trying to give you some pity.
Zimmer I think, is going to go. He's a super nice guy, great for the community, but I think him and Spielman, so our GM, we're really good at getting those late round draft picks that turn out well.
Okay.
But all of our first rounders have been pretty much bust.
Justin Jefferson, he's a beast.
Well, yeah.
Dalvin Cook?
Yeah, but
Come on.
All right.
You're selling yourself short.
Yeah, no, Dalvin Cook was like a third round pick, I thought.
Was he?
Yeah.
But he was out of Florida State. He was really a good prospect.
He was good coming in.
Yeah.
But
I think you're just giving your own team too hard of a time. You sound like a Bears fan.
I just expect too much out of them.
Well,
because I'm tired of being let down week in after week out, losing by 3 points.
The reality. the reality is 31 teams every year get let down.
Well, and
right?
let's be honest. The Bears fans think they got it bad with the double doink, right?
That was pretty bad.
You
I
know
was
how
at that
bad
game.
Minnesota's
That was pretty
kicking has like haunted us all the way back from the late '90s.
You know what? I was just thinking
was
about
it Anderson, right?
Remember the really cold game
Or
against
Mortis-
the Seahawks?
Yeah.
And there was those two missed.
Blair Walsh.
Yeah,
that's when in the
that
playoffs.
was terrible.
And that's when
was so
Minnesota
cold,
after
though.
then could not.
That's when
do
they didn't have the
anything.
dome. They were playing
Yep.
outside. Remember that?
And
that
now-
game was like -20 or something. That was like the coldest game I ever remember.
And Blair Walsh was top-notch kicker.
Yeah.
And then
That's like kicking lead though when it's that cold though.
Yeah, and well, now we got Joseph, which I don't know where he came from, but that kid is kicking really, really good.
So you got to figure it out. Maybe you got a Super Bowl team on your hands.
And the Bears got their kicker figured out.
Yeah, was it Santos?
Yep. Is it Santos?
Something like that.
Possibly. I think
It ain't
so.
Robbie Gold. Although I got Robbie Gold in fantasy now, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, it was Gary Anderson from Minnesota that missed it in the '98
Oh,
playoffs.
yeah, against
when
the
we were gonna-
Falcons. That's
when
right,
we
against the
could've gone to the
Falcons.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Kicking's been haunting us forever.
Well.
And the Bears fans were spoiled with Robbie Gold.
Yeah.
They got rid of him.
They got rid of him.
Now the
How do you
man
get rid
made
of
a
Robbie Gold?
50-yarder in San
Yeah.
Francisco last week.
Yeah, he looked pretty
Like,
good.
Yep. They
Might
didn't
have-
want to pay him. All right. So
Yeah.
there's that. Now, we're going to get back to my favorite player. Tua versus Peyton Manning. Let's talk about.
There's no way that they were close.
So Tua played six.
Wait, are
Was
you
it-
talking about like early on in Peyton's career?
I'm talking about. I'm going to compare Tua.
Yeah.
Against,
What argument are you trying to
against
make
Peyton
here?
Manning's rookie year.
So what's the argument
So
you're trying to make?
16 games Peyton Manning played so far to date. Tua has played 16 games.
Okay.
So
So
we're
what's
gonna
the
compare the
argument?
two.
Well, what? Okay, hold on. Before you get into that, what are you trying to say about it?
I think Tua is going to be a really good franchise quarterback. Not necessarily Hall of
Okay.
Famer. I think
All right,
he's
you know
gonna be
what?
a franchise quarterback.
I'm going to hold off judgment, get in the statistics. Let's
and
see what
I
you
think
have
he's
to
going to be good. So they both started 16 games.
Okay.
All right. Peyton Manning, rookie year, 3 for 13 record. 56.7% completion percentage.
Peyton Manning?
Peyton Manning.
No way. It was
The
higher than that.
Peyton Manning. Nope.
Really?
56.7%
Wow.
completion percentage. 26 touchdowns. How
Okay.
many interceptions do you think the man had?
15.
28 interceptions.
28?
Through 2 more
That's
interceptions than touchdowns.
that's Jameis Winston statistics right there.
Right,
Wow.
dude? And
All right.
I like Winston, though, too, but we'll get into that another day. He was sacked 22 times and 0 rushing touchdowns. All right?
That makes sense. That guy can't move in the
No.
pocket.
He can't. He'll even admit it.
But man, that's crazy. His statistics were that bad as a rookie.
Yeah. I
Wow.
mean,
So
the franchise.
give me what's Tua compared
all
to
right,
that?
so Tua is
No way Tua's that much better than that.
Tua's 7-7.
Okay.
So his winning record's already better. Completion percentage
7-7.
64.6%.
Wow. Okay.
Now keep in mind, Miami pretty much got rid of all his offensive line protection before he was even drafted. You know, he had no receivers last year. He finally got Waddle this year.
Yeah.
And Gesicki's showing up.
True.
But last year he had
They had
Parker and
Stills, right? But
Yeah.
Stills isn't very good. That's a
like,
good point.
Will
Yeah.
Fuller.
Will
Trash.
Fuller,
Like,
yeah.
what are you going to do? Will Fuller's, like, good for that long ball every once in a while.
Yeah, and he had those couple of good games in Houston, but he hasn't been much since.
Yeah, exactly. And
anyways.
he had 18 throwing touchdowns, 10 interceptions,
How many rushing?
6 rushing touchdowns. So let's say
Okay.
24.
So that's 24 and 10. Yeah.
So that's better than Peyton.
I still think he's not very good. That's crazy. He's got worse
For a lefty,
statistics. He's
too.
got better statistics than Peyton Manning through his first 16.
You wouldn't expect it.
No.
And their defense is what would we say, like, ranked like one
Yeah.
of the last defenses.
Well, I mean,
almost.
that's the thing too. You could argue. Well, that's the thing. You can say all you want. Now that I'm thinking about it, that Indianapolis had a bad defense the first year, which I'm sure they did, and
Yep.
didn't have much around them. But
eventually got
the
Dwight
point you're
Freeney and stuff
yeah, the
like
point
that,
you're
right?
making is that Miami has the same situation, and statistically, he's outplaying them. I'm
Yep.
really surprised by that.
Yep.
But I don't know. I just don't see that spark from Tua. Even to me, like the finger thing, right?
So
How are you injured to not start, but then you can just come in the game? What's up with that? You got to explain that one to
I
me.
think what part of that might have been Miami trying to protect their franchise quarterback and didn't want to
Over a finger,
risk
but
it, right?
okay, then why would you bring him in when the other guy's hurt? And not only that, here's my thing. Not only was the guy a little hurt, but then he said Jacoby Brissett was ready to go back in the game. So he really was a little hurt, but it was one of those things where
But they
like,
kept Tua in, right?
yeah, they brought Tua in. They're like, okay, here's a good opportunity.
Probably because Tua
What's
looked
going on
good,
there?
right? And you kept him in. I don't.
Yeah,
it's,
but
it's confusing.
Why
because,
wouldn't you start him then?
Yeah, I truly don't know, but I think
I think the jury's still out on Tua.
the Dolphins confuse me. I think if Tua goes anywhere else, he do really good. Same with Miami. Now
Yeah.
you finally got Waddle with him, who he played with before
Right.
in college.
Right.
I think you keep that connection going. Next year, possibly get some offensive linemen,
That'd be good.
and
It's
we
always
can
helpful.
see Tua going. And I was looking, and I don't even think Miami has a good rushing offense, even, right?
No,
so
they
it's,
don't.
It's
Yeah,
one-dimensional.
that's a good point. Yeah.
So it's a lot easier when you do that.
Yeah.
When Peyton Manning, I don't know who the rookie or who the running back was at
They
that
might
time.
have they might have had Marshall Falk at that time.
Yeah, and that changes everything. Let's find
Did
out.
they have
actually.
Marshall
Let me-
Falk
Let me
in
look
the-
it up.
Okay.
Indianapolis Colts.
Well, while you look that up, I don't know. To me, I still don't think Tua has that intangible. Because that's the thing too. Like statistics, obviously for a quarterback are super important, but there's something more that a quarterback needs, right? Like how do we measure quarterbacks?
yeah,
How do we measure Tom
It's-
Brady by his statistics mainly? No, we judge it by him having 5 Super Bowl rings.
well,
right?
yeah.
It's about winning.
But what about Dan Marino?
Exactly.
Eh?
Dan Marino, you could argue
Is Tua the next Dan
Well,
Marino?
hold on.
Is-
Folks, we're going to have to end this podcast on that. No. Well, look at Dan Marino. He never won one.
Yep.
Is Dan Marino considered a top 5 quarterback of all time?
No.
No, but I mean, anybody who watched him from a talent and even statistics-wise, he arguably the greatest of all time. But because
Yeah.
he never won the big game, people don't remember him. He gets forgotten.
It's sad because he was a good.
Well, I mean, that's what I mean, though. It's all about winning.
All right, so yeah, the running back was Marshall Falk.
Okay.
1,300 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns, 86 catches with 900 yards.
Man, Marshall Falk was something else.
Dude,
though.
what does
Yeah,
Tua have
That's
to
true.
help him?
He doesn't have Marshall
That's
Falk.
what I'm
That's
saying.
true.
And you know who
he's got Giuseppe.
you know who the receiver was? Marvin Harrison.
Okay. Well, but look at
7 touchdowns.
yeah, but hold on a second. Peyton Manning after his rookie year took off.
So this was Marvin Harrison's second year.
Okay. So
Marshall Falk's fourth.
Peyton. Okay. Here's what you're saying then, that Peyton Manning, his first 16 games weren't good statistically and from their record.
I
that
think
bores it
Tua's
out.
we're gonna see him.
So you think
go up.
Tua's gonna have a breakout year next year?
I think Tua's
Okay.
I think the second half of the season and next year. So if the
I
second
just don't
half
see
of
it,
the
man.
season,
You think Tua's a Super Bowl winning quarterback?
I believe so.
Have you seen any emotion out of that kid?
He
I mean,
sat.
I
he
just
sat
feel
ba-
like,
he sat. People forget that he sat behind Fitzmagic for 10 games last season.
and that's
so
why that
it's-
team was so good last year. I felt like they were bringing him in while the
I think
while the
he's the
Dolphins were
one-
out with
I
Fitzmagic.
think he's the one keeping the Dolphins alive. Their defense
No.
is bad. Their rushing is bad. Like
No,
it's
well,
one-dimensional.
their defense shut down Lamar Jackson. That's the only reason they won that game.
It-
Tua did
well,
not. He
you know
came
why?
in and
'Cause
cleaned that game up, but he did not look good when he first came in.
They had pressure in Lamar Jackson's face nonstop, and that's what you need
I think
to
it's
do.
the footing. It's all about the footing. And the Chicago Bears have the longest grass. I think this is a statistic.
You and the
I'm
grass.
telling you, I heard this.
You
I don't know
and the
where it's from.
grass.
But apparently the Chicago Bears have the longest grass. I'm telling you, he's going to have bad footing. It's going to be a
Yep.
sloppy game.
Yeah,
And Tua's not that good.
I love Tua. So
All
we're
right,
gonna-
you can
we're
love him
gonna-
all you
I'm
want.
gonna
I
ride that
just-
chain.
all right,
Hey,
okay.
listeners, I want you to hold me to that.
You know I'll hold you to that.
John will. So
Yeah.
I want our listeners to.
Give
too.
me Joe Burrow, Jacob Herbert way before him.
Hey guys, if you're enjoying the podcast, make sure to subscribe to the channel too. By the way.
And give us a like.
Yep, we love giving you guys this content. We're having fun filming. Gonna hopefully go to 2 days a week, but there's
Yep.
still some more stuff we're gonna cover tonight, guys.
Yeah, what's next?
All right, so the next one is I'm gonna compare 2 running backs.
Okay.
All right, so you've got Najee Harris versus Christian McCaffrey's rookie year.
Oh, there's not even close. Christian McCaffrey he was a cheat code.
Ah, dude,
There's no way it's close.
Christian McCaffrey's a beast. He's been hurt,
Yeah, he has
but,
been a little banged up.
But like we're comparing rookie years.
But he's your
anyways.
size. He's a little guy.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, but like let's be honest though. Like
You missed that at first.
those
didn't you?
workhorse running backs seem to get hurt often.
True.
So,
But Christian McCaffrey, he is a small guy. I feel like he's
Yep.
going to struggle to.
but he looks huge. Like he's
Yeah.
small, right?
He's
His
so good.
body
He's really
fat
good,
must be
though.
like 4%. I don't know, man. But yeah, so out of 9 games so far this year, Najee Harris has 176 attempts for 646 yards with 4 touchdowns. He's on pace to be at 1,148 yards
Wow.
and 8 touchdowns. Christian McCaffrey, his rookie year,
It had to have been 1,500 yards.
it seemed like it, but no. 117 attempts for 435 yards and
That's
only
it?
2 touchdowns.
Really? That's it?
Yep.
Wow.
And both probably were behind bad offensive lines, I think.
That's true. I mean, Najee Harris is definitely. I mean, nothing about the Steelers is good.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Well,
But
they seem to win games. but
Juju's hurt, right?
Juju's
And
hurt. Yeah.
Claypool.
Claypool is
good.
out. Yep.
Is he out?
He
still?
was out
Oh,
last week.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, and then let's go to receptions, though, right? Because Christian McCaffrey is known for his receptions.
Well, okay. There's no way Najee. Are you saying Najee? Okay. Let's say what you're gonna say because you have that
Christian
look in your eyes.
McCaffrey, his rookie year, had 80 receptions for 651 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Okay, that
That's
makes sense.
Really good, Reggie
Yeah.
Bush style,
Right.
right? And I would say Reggie Bush, Marshall Faulk kind of made that popular receiver.
Yeah. Well, Reggie Bush was much better in college.
And then you have Najee Harris, who has 44 receptions for 317 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he is on pace for 78 receptions, 563 yards,
Wow, okay.
and 4 touchdowns. So he's on pace pretty much to not only triple pretty much the rushing yards that Christian McCaffrey had his rookie year, but also pass, if not be
Man,
at the
I
same
don't-
level as
I don't
Christian
feel well.
McCaffrey
Okay,
receptions.
I think it's to be hard to hold up the reception pace that he's at. 80's a lot, and for him to get near that. But then again, I feel like most of those throws are just Big Ben as he's going down, just getting
Just
it
trying
out.
to dump it
Yeah,
off.
They're like -5 yards, but he's just falling down trying to throw it.
I
but
think Steelers go quarterback next year in the draft.
I feel like they have to. I mean, certainly Mason Rudolph isn't the guy, and he went in there last week. And how do you tie against the Lions? I don't for the life of me understand that. I don't want to talk about that game too much because that was hard to watch, but that was one of those neither team wanted to win.
Mason Rudolph is just
He's terrible.
People need to give up on him.
Yeah.
So
You
those-
can't pick a fight with Miles Garrett, right?
No,
That's not going to
dude,
work out.
You see what happens? He'll pull out the helmet.
I would pull that
If
guy's
you-
helmet off.
And
I just like looking at Mason Rudolph. I kind of want to pull his helmet off.
I love Miles Garrett. I was kind of
Yeah.
upset when he got suspended, almost like.
I feel like that was pretty bad though. He was trying to kill that young.
Wasn't it Rudolph? Yeah, that was
Yeah,
Rudolph.
it was
that
Rudolph.
He was
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
kill.
But Rudolph is one of those guys like, heck, well, we played against a couple of them. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
they have that
chirp.
they have that chirp ability, and you
And
can
then
never
they
get
play
close to him.
innocent. They
I
play
know.
innocent right
Totally.
away.
Oh, it wasn't my fault.
I
Like,
didn't do that.
yeah.
Yep.
Nah.
Nah.
I'd have ripped that man's helmet off too.
Exact-
Miles Garrett is a man of the people.
Oh
It
man.
is.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NFL for the rest of the season, I mean, is going to be interesting to watch and see what comes up. I mean, obviously there was more games that we could have covered,
Yeah.
but I'm glad that we covered the ones that we chose in depth.
Yeah. What do you got? Tell me, what do you got up for card breaks this week? You working on anything?
Yeah, for card breaks, I'm probably going to launch some. I'm thinking Origins almost.
Origins? Okay.
Yeah, December.
I don't know the
1st.
difference of any of them yet. I gotta
So-
be honest. I'm still getting it. So explain to me. Yeah. What
Origins,
are you telling
Origins are cool. They're like I'd say like a mid-end card.
me? Okay. Okay.
So there's seven in a box.
Is that the one I got?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
like
that's
graffiti
right.
almost
Yeah, yeah.
on it. Like they're bright
Okay.
colors.
Sure.
On them. Those are some of my favorites.
Okay.
So far we've gotten black Panini Blackout, and that's a nice
Okay.
one.
Okay.
That's more of a high end too. It's 5 cards,
Okay.
thicker card stock, all black. The problem with those is like the edges get white pretty often, so you
Okay.
gotta be very protective over
Interesting.
them.
Well, you put all your stuff in these protective cards here,
Yep.
so
In
not everyone does that.
in the top loaders.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
You know what's funny is like a lot of times when you pull out like a one touch, it's
Uh-huh.
like the magnetic ones, the hard cases.
Okay.
People think that those are better for your cards.
Sure.
It's actually worse.
Really?
Does
Why?
a lot of damage to your
How
cards.
so? Just because it's
It moves in it, right?
okay.
There's no sleeve on it.
Okay.
So a lot of times what you should do is you put a sleeve in the back of it, which is like a little plastic.
Yeah. I've
thing,
seen those. Yep.
And then put the card in, then you put the sleeve over the top, then you lay the magnet part
Okay.
down. It protects your card the best, but the best thing is a top loader, man.
Okay.
So it's pretty much they sell them in like groups of 10.
Okay.
And it's a little plastic hard cover, and you
I've seen
slide
those.
it in
Yeah,
with the
yeah.
sleeve.
Yep,
Always
yep.
put in with a sleeve. Never put in a top loader without a sleeve. But yeah, I mean, so far,
I think I might have gotten one from you where I did it myself.
Yeah.
I think I screwed that up.
yeah, and I don't know. You got to protect your investments.
Sure.
Protect your
Yeah,
cards, even
absolutely.
as a collector. Like I have a whole binder. in
Yeah.
here
No,
from
I look around here and
2000.
there's tons of them around.
Yep.
And you make sure your customers get their nice stuff.
Yeah,
too.
they
You're
always
very
get
particular
it
about that.
top
I've always
loaded
noticed
and
that.
sleeved. For breaks this week, though, I'm probably just gonna do some Origins XR, which is a cool
Okay.
product. Is gonna come out.
Okay.
December 1st. Sorry.
Okay.
That one. So last year, that was the first one of one we ever pulled from breaks.
Okay.
And it was a Justin Herbert one of one.
Okay.
So that was really
One
cool.
of one.
Yeah,
Really?
one
How
of
much
one.
Is it? How much
RPA.
is that card worth?
That one sold, I think, for like $1,200.
What do you think it's going
right
for
when we
now?
pulled it.
Because he's got to be.
Ooh. Probably more than that because
See,
it was even before Justin Herbert.
That's what I
took
mean.
over
Yeah,
the
yeah.
start.
That could be a $3,000 or $4,000 card, right?
Yeah. It could be an
crazy.
expensive card.
That blows my mind. Like how you can literally pull out gold from some of these boxes.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
Well, and the Flawless that came
Yeah.
out this week that we didn't get to break, unfortunately, because the boxes just got too
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah. Well, then didn't they get expensive and they kind of
now-
mess
so
around
they,
the prices?
They were at $6,000.
Yeah.
Now they're down to $2,000 a box. But
Yeah.
like I can't get it that cheap. Yet.
Right.
Hopefully in the future.
Yeah.
But like it's got rubies, sapphires, and diamonds in
Okay.
it.
Oh, that's
and emeralds.
Aubrey's favorite one,
Yep.
right? That's right.
The
That's
one
right.
she likes. So
Yeah.
that's the highest end box that you could get,
Okay.
but that's gonna come in for NFL.
Okay.
So collegiate is what's out now, and it's like those collegiate cards, guys, you want to sell ASAP.
Really?
Yeah.
Just because you just don't know what could happen to
There's
him?
more collectors for NFL than there is collegiate, so you
Okay.
just want to unload the college uniform
Okay.
as soon as possible, because as soon as that NFL uniform comes out, people want that.
Really?
over the
Okay.
college,
Okay.
yeah.
Interesting.
Unless you're like an Ohio State fan or
Right.
Michigan.
Right. Well, does it help? Like if you have a Derrick Henry Alabama card, I feel like that would be really hot, right? Even years later. maybe.
I'd say no.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, running backs don't hold their value that much.
Okay.
Like I have Adrian Peterson rookie cards. They're not worth anything.
But wasn't that before Adrian Peterson?
But
Like
that's
before they were
that's
really
when they were
locking them down?
overproduced.
Yeah. Right.
So, but like I would say no. Like running backs don't hold their value. Like if we got a Christian McCaffrey rookie card and we put that up for sale, even compared to Christian McCaffrey's rookie card might even sell for close to what Cam Newton's would.
Okay.
Like it might not even be that big of a difference.
Interesting. Okay.
Even though Christian McCaffrey's the better player.
Right. Well, I don't know.
But Cam
He's
was
back.
a really good quarterback for the Panthers,
He's
and
back,
he's back
and he's
now.
back.
Yep.
How do you think that's going to
I don't know. I like Cam.
Yeah.
I
I just, you
I
know
think
what,
he's
though?
back home where he belongs
But
and what's good for him.
I do like Cam, too, but I feel like his athleticism was such a crucial portion of his game. Not saying that he's not still athletic, but he doesn't have that same step that he used to. So
Yep.
I think it'd be interesting. I like the move. I think it's good to bring him back. I still like Darnold when he comes back, though, right? Over him.
I'm going Cam.
Really? No, I feel like Darnold's a real deal.
Cam's two-dimensional. You got Darnold, who's only one. So, like, if Cam's supposed to start this weekend. If he pulls
Yeah.
off a win and looks good, I think they stick with him because even towards the end, the Panthers weren't looking so great with Darnold. I think teams were figuring him out
Really?
again.
Yeah, but I feel like Darnold,
It's hard,
he
though,
keeps him in
because
those games.
Darnold's still young, you know?
Yeah,
So he
exactly.
could
That's what I
be-
mean. So you know what Cam Newton is.
Yeah.
You don't know what Darnold is yet.
Yeah.
And he was with the Jets, and the Jets stink. And
The
everyone
Jets
plays
do.
for
I
the-
mean,
yeah.
I feel bad. That's why I feel bad for Zach Wilson.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. He's got to get out of there ASAP.
I know. DJ Moore looks great, so
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's the thing. So the best cards to collect are quarterbacks.
Okay.
Then
makes sense.
next would be wide receivers.
Okay.
Then after that, I would go with your running back, tight ends.
Okay.
And then lastly,
How about
is
offensive linemen?
defensive players and
Not
offensive line.
Are there
yeah.
offensive linemen?
Yeah, there is. You could get them. Like
I like offensive linemen.
Darren that collects. Darren's an
Okay.
admin in Next Level, and
Yeah.
he has the biggest.
See, the old line, they never get any of the what's
No,
the word?
Darren has the biggest Jonathan Ogden collection
Really?
that you'll ever
Okay.
find of autos. Yeah,
Interesting.
so it's crazy. I
we
mean,
never get the glory, but we're the ones doing the hard
All right,
work.
so maybe that's a segment we'll cover next week.
All right.
Let's cover
I like
like
it.
our favorite offensive linemen and defensive
Okay.
linemen.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
well,
do it.
defensive linemen always get the love.
Yeah,
let's
that's what I
cover,
mean. Let's talk about offensive linemen. We
let's
never
talk
get the
about
love.
our favorite offensive linemen in each position on the O line.
Okay.
Left tackle, left guard, center, right guard, and right tackle.
All right. Let's
And
do
we'll
that.
cover it for throughout the NFL. We'll each pick one of
All
our
right.
favorite starters and why.
Let's do it next week.
I mean, we could do current NFL or we could do past. Let's go with both. Make
We
sure.
can do both. Let's figure it out. We'll
Yeah.
we'll leave it a secret for the audience here.
Yeah, because there are some brawlers in the past, man.
Yeah.
Not that there isn't now, but in the past there's a lot more.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say that's a good way to go. But All right, guys. We want to thank all our viewers for tuning in tonight. We had
This
a
was good.
blast.
Me too. Yeah.
Yep. Oh, did we ever preview Thursday night's game?
Well, it's going on right now, so
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
Should we do it or not?
Nah, let's
I'm
let
going
it go.
Patriots tonight.
I
You
did
got
go
Patriots
I did go
versus-
Patriots as well. I got a nice
Yep.
parlay. We both got a parlay going. But this is gonna drop so we could look.
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't even know the score right now, so it'd be
Yeah,
interesting.
it's going on right
Yeah.
now, guys. We haven't even looked. So thank you for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and share the video, please, guys. The more viewers we get, the better it is for everybody. Let's have some fun and enjoy your weekend. Next week, we'll look forward to hopefully having 2 shows, hopefully on Tuesday and Friday.
Cool.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.